All right, the Super Bowl is over, and apparently Stephon Diggs and Cardi B's relationship. Now, Cardi B was at the Super Bowl supporting Stephon Diggs, and the story is that they had a Super Bowl party after party planned where Cardi spent $1.2 million for the party, but she left after the halftime, shortly after halftime, supposedly because one of Stephon Diggs' baby mamas was in the front row and she found out. Not only was the baby mama in the front row, she had the newborn baby with her, and the baby was wearing Stephon Diggs' jersey. Wait, is that appropriate?
I think Cardi B knew that he had multiple baby mothers. So, I mean, I don't know the communication that they had, but I think she already knew that that was a possible chance. I mean, it's a Super Bowl, so I'm pretty sure he's going to bring all his family, his brother, his mom, obviously his kids, and I don't know how many baby mothers he got. What, three, four? Not sure, but of course they probably want to be there to support, especially if they all in good standings. So I don't know. I didn't know if that was fake. I didn't know if it was real. I didn't know what to believe. I thought it was fake at first, but I'm like, why was she? Well, she was already at the game because I saw at was it pregame when they asked her, did she have any words for him, and she was just saying good luck. So if she said good luck and she already knew about, so did she already know about it, or I was confused about that part? Did she
I
already
don't
know he
know
had
when
the
she
girls there?
found out. I don't know, and I don't know I don't know the logistics of the story, but I just think that the problem here, Jason, is that it's not just his family. This is like a baby mama that was pregnant at the same time as Cardi. Like, do you think it's like disrespectful to have this woman and his newborn at the baby when he's with in a relationship with Cardi B?
No, I think that's his child, and it's a newborn. It's not like you could, it's not like he's 13 and you give him his own ticket and he could take a kid's Uber or a Lyft to the game. Like he has to be with his mom, or especially if it's a newborn. And she also knew that he was having all these kids. Cardi was there during the halftime show. She was in the halftime show, as a matter of fact. Um, and I also think I love Cardi. I'm a big Cardi fan. I don't understand throwing a $1.2 million uh, after party for Stephon Diggs, who caught 5 yards during the whole Super Bowl. He got more baby mamas than he had yards in that game. Um, I don't understand that, and then get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like you, seems like she knows what it is. Like she knew what it was. Um, it's not time to get mad right then and there. That's if this is even real. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me is I tend to doubt all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be a thing to get people trending or get their names buzzing. Cardi and Stefon might be at the crib scrolling, looking at the traffic that they've caused by saying they broke up. You know what I'm saying? Cardi's record is getting older now, and now the football season is over. The Super Bowl they actually lost, so they probably might need something to get their names buzzing again. But if this is real, I would say this is one of those rare L's that I'm gonna give Cardi, because this, you knew what it was. Like you didn't get a dude fresh out the church pews. You got a PG dude, Carriage Hill type dude. You know what it is.
You already know what they like, but nah, but I still think we gotta say. I mean, in my opinion, Stephon Diggs is a little bit in the wrong, man. I mean, because for me, he's more so inviting the baby mama to the game and having her front row so people can see her. The newborn don't give a f about the game. He not watching the game. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. I think it's more the he wanted to show off another woman being there.
But Bobby, those are memories that
The newborn got the memory of the Super Bowl.
no, the newborn won't, but the newborn will have pictures, and the newborn will be like, he may never go to another Super Bowl again. Um, and the newborn will one day be 10, 15, 20 years old, see pictures of his father at the Super Bowl and be like, where was I? That was the year I was born.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
I was
okay.
home. You know what I'm saying? I was watching on TV.
So you're gonna be like, oh, here's a picture of with me and my dad's side chick when I was at the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's his mom,
Yeah,
right?
she's still the side chick though. She ain't in
Yeah,
a
they
I mean,
relationship with
met
him.
her at the same time, right? So I think Cardi already knew what it was, so I don't think she should have. But we don't know the communication they was having
Hmm.
outside of that. Maybe he told her that it was, maybe he told her something different. And she got hit with a surprise. It looked like.
I'm not a big fan when people act like start acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you, I think there are a lot of people out there that will date a person. Like it's like somebody who, um, like I know a guy who was cheating on his lady with another chick, and the other chick knew she was the side chick, knew she was getting that he was cheating on her, but then she got mad about something and then acted like she was like, me and his girl were getting done wrong. And it's like, no, no, you weren't. Like, you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly the arrangement. You knew when to call. You knew when to text. You knew when you couldn't call and when you couldn't text. You knew exactly. The main girl, she was the one being done wrong. But you were part of it. You know what I'm saying? You were part and party to it. So to me, Cardi, with this situation, she knew he had all these baby mamas. No way TMZ and all of us knew, and she didn't know. So clearly, she was like, "This is not a deal breaker. We can make this work." And then he's got his baby. I would say any of your kids should be able to be there in these big moments in your life. And even though they won't remember it, they will see the photos. If he had won that Super Bowl, they would have seen, hey, my dad values me. At the biggest moment in his life, I was being held by my dad. That's why Steph Curry had the babies at the press conference, because he wanted, it wasn't just for show, it was also for the kids one day to be like, damn, my dad valued me at big moments, you know, in his life. I was sitting on his lap because family came first. And I think, that's important, man.
Yeah, family is definitely important, and I'm not saying that Cardi didn't know. Of course, she knew about the other woman. My thing is, I mean, I grew up in an era where it was disrespectful to bring your other woman around your main chick. Like that's just like something you don't do. It just seems disrespectful to both parties. That's the
Yeah,
era I grew up in.
yeah, if the baby wasn't there, I would agree with you. I would be like, unless they had some sort of arrangement where it was like, it's some sort of, what do they call it? Polyamorous, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Situation.
if it was polyamorous or whatever it's called, Cardi wouldn't have left and got upset, and you know what I mean. So
I mean, clearly not. So, I agree with you that there's at least some sort of hierarchy there. But, the thing is, things get real complicated when you bring kids into the equation. If it
mhm.
was just a joint that he was messing with, and I think from what I've heard Cardi say, I feel like Cardi, she's into the kind of wow kind of lifestyle. So I bet you she knows that girl pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like I would guess. You know what I'm saying, Wade? Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised if there was some blending going on. But the point is, once you bring kids into it, you can't tell a man, if you want to be in a relationship with him, you can't tell a man, nah, I can't, you need to just be with me and don't invite your kids. Like,
no,
Wade, if you had a
that
game, would you, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, would you be
yeah,
okay with somebody be like, don't?
I don't disagree with that. This is why I'm saying it's partly, in my opinion, Stephon Diggs' part. For him to blame because he decided to do this, and he either didn't run it past Cardi B, or you know what I'm saying, he just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying is partly on his fault because if you're gonna do something like that, you gotta run it past your main chick. You gotta your girl. You know what I mean? Somebody that it was like rumored that you were going to propose to. You don't just do that without running it past her. And like I said, what I saw growing up is you keep your kid's mother far away from each other so it won't be drama and you won't have to deal with the headache.
Yeah, I mean, we also don't know though. Like she could have, the baby mom could have said, her mom was coming with the child, and she could have popped up with the child. Like we just don't really know. We don't know what really happened. I mean, I don't know if he had to get them tickets or they got their own tickets or how that happened, but we don't know the inside. So I kind of think that they may be trolling us too, Jason. Like kind of like how you said, they may be at home just. So I think you said it, Bobby. They may just be sitting at home just laughing, trolling, reading everything, just staying in the algorithm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know,
because the thing that I would say is this: like, if it's really a newborn, I don't know how new this newborn is. Can't give it off to your moms or somebody else. Like, newborns need their moms. Like, that's just a biological fact. You know what I'm saying? So I think she just had to charge that to the game. And I could see if she was frustrated, like, you gave me a fourth row ticket, you gave her a first row ticket. Like, I can understand that, but she's Cardi B. She was literally in the halftime show. Um, I don't. I think what y'all are right about, and what I would agree with you, Bobby, is that communication is key, especially when you have all these moving parts. And so, for any young dude out there, as much fun as it may seem to like run up in a bunch of different chicks, it ain't always fun. There's consequences to that. It's much easier to have your one John and she rolls with you, and it may not always be the most fun, but it's definitely easier and more peaceful. So, and as you get older, peace becomes more and more important. That drama stuff is whack. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody over 40 want no drama with different women and this and that. And, oh, you can't bring your baby moms. Don't nobody want that. Trust me. So to all the young men out there, make wise decisions. If you can, find you a nice joint, kick it with her. You know what I'm saying? Stay with her, marry her, have kids, make it simple, make it easy, make your life easier, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what you sounding like Kobe at the ABCD camp. I know you're a Kobe fan when he was giving them that speech about getting one girl. You know what I'm talking about? You remember that speech he gave? I forgot the players that was in the crowd, but he
Yeah.
was giving them a speech like, "Get one girl, ain't nothing in the streets, settle
Yeah.
down." So that's basically
You
what
know,
Kobe
Jason's
said.
a big Kobe fan, so that makes sense. But I agree with you, Jason. The only thing I would add to that is that goes for a few guys under 42, maybe 30 and up, because I'm under 40, so I don't like drama either.
Yeah, nah, it's real. You know what I'm saying? That drama stuff can be tolerable when you're 23, but once you get a little older, like
That's
you
when you
start
get your
getting a
windows
little,
bust out your car.
little grays in your beard. Yeah, that stuff gets real old real quick. And Stephon Diggs is still young, but he's gonna recognize, like, yo, if Cardi is your lady, stick with her. But now he has all these moving parts, all these personalities he has to deal with for the rest of his life. Same thing with Nick Cannon. I'll be thinking about that all the time. I'm like, yo, how are you dealing with this? People be like, well, he's rich. He can't be in three different places at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much.